about is using ATDD or BDD, whatever you want to call it, not for testing, but for facilitating conversation with the product owners. Because that's where the hard part is getting that communication place. Once you've got that, then it seems like turning that into tests is relatively straightforward. Once everybody is communicating in the same way and knows clearly what we're trying to do. So developing that language, the language to describe the problem in a useful way is really important. Describing the problem, the what, rather than the technical solution, the how, is often one of the issues because we get hung up in talking about the wrong thing. Working at the domain level rather than the GUI level. Many times the conversations get down to, well, you click on this, and then you go to this screen, and you do, well, that's not it. Generalizing from the examples we talked about, here we come up with some good examples of what we mean, but sometimes we have to sort of, what's the unifying theme of this? How do we understand that from a bigger picture? Separating the abstractions from the details. Different people are better at different parts of it. This requires a really deep understanding of the business often. And you've got to understand not just what the business needs, but why they need it. What are the consequences for this stuff? That's an important part of that understanding. The choice of language often makes it difficult for the domain experts to express things clearly. It doesn't always have to be in verbal language. Acting out, the scenario, letting people do it. I know Brian has experience in doing this in objects, but and it's important not to depend on one, some person who's really excellent at communicating this stuff, because there aren't a lot of those people around. So we want to be able to do it without that dependency on one person who's really good at expressing things. We talked about story mapping and personas, which is Jeff Patton's latest thing, or maybe not quite latest. Ethnographic studies, watching people actually doing work and learning from that. The myth of the single product owner in many organizations is, stuff's way too big for one person to really be an expert on the whole problem. And the need for overarching misspelled vision.
Breaking.
provides cohesiveness to the product and conceptual integrity.
Okay, thank you.